Are you the smartest person in the room? Would you like to be the smartest person in the room? Would you like to be smarter than what you are? Well, what does it mean to be smart? Smart does not involve IQ or EQ or NEQ. Smart is not about your experience or your education or your knowledge. Smart describes activity, your brain at work. Smart describes how well you use your experience, your knowledge, your education. Smart is just a skill, just like learning how to play the piano or learning how to play golf. Now, imagine that you're playing piano and you've never had a lesson, and you sit down in front of the piano and you start to play. Is it going to be good music? Probably not. Unless you are Mozart or Beethoven, you're probably going to make terrible music. Now, if you never get a lesson, and that all you do is you do it by yourself, you will get better. But you'll probably never become really good. However, if you get proper lessons and you now practice properly, I guarantee that you will get better quicker and quicker and quicker. Same with golf. I like to golf, but that I'm not particularly a good golfer. I know, though, that if I took proper lessons and proper practice, I would be able to hit the ball much better than I do now. Again, I've never had a lesson, and that's the reason why my golfing is mama-hoo-hoo at best. It's the same with thinking. The more that you are trained in how to think, the better your thinking is, the smarter you become, because all thinking is using your experience, your knowledge, and your education. And so you've got all these things up here, you just have to learn how to use them. Now, so many things in our life are based on thinking logically. Here's just a few. Decision-making, problem-solving, planning, analyzing choices, giving instructions, asking questions, discussing options, presenting ideas. All of these things are based on thinking logically. The good news is that once you start to think logically, you'll never stop. It creates a positive feedback loop. What does that mean? Well, it means that the more you use logic, the more useful it is. Well, the more useful it is, the more you use logic. Well, the more you use logic, the easier it is to use. The easier it is to use, the more you use it. The more you use it, the more useful. The more useful you use it more, easier to use, over and over and over again. Once you start thinking logically, you will never stop thinking logically because it's so damn useful. You find reasons to think logically every day in all types of situations. It doesn't mean that thinking logically is the only way of thinking. It certainly isn't. But that there's a time to use it and there's a time not to. And we certainly will discuss this in class. I just want you to understand that learning to think logically is not just about helping your school marks, helping you in the classroom. Certainly it will help you, but that's only a small bit. This is a life skill, not a work skill, not a school skill. It's a life skill. So I hope that you enjoy learning to think logically. It's a new way of thinking for most of you, and that it can be painful. It's hard. I remember me learning it, and the first month of the class, I had no idea what the professor was talking about. And then one day I went, oh, that's the way he wants me to think. And the moment that happened, that positive feedback loop started, and it's never stopped. I believe that I can help you turn that light bulb on and go, oh, that's the way he wants me to think. Oh, that's the way to think logically. And once that happens, everything else naturally follows. So that's about it for here. Let's move on.